Okay, so so let's go to the sharing section. Not again. Let's go to the sharing section. So I would like to know from each one of you three things. What is the most important things you learn, or the newest things you learn, or the thing which you learn you never know before, you didn't know before? Number two, what's the best things you like? Number three, what you really don't like or did not like yesterday. So you had outside about maybe 20 some learning, because some of them were in just 2 in 1 paper sheet. So okay, so who wants to start?
I can start.
Okay.
Start about things I told, and I mentioned this yesterday, and I will mention it again today. The most thing I liked, and I learned yesterday, that I came to eliminate the word of failure from my dictionary. There is nothing called failure. It's keep trying. That's it. You are missing a chance, but you don't fail. You just miss the chance to succeed, but you didn't fail. Just keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. Indeed, this is remind me with a nice poster picture. I used to see it years back in one of the companies I worked for, and this was about a bird, fishing bird. I can't, kingfisher, I couldn't know what kind of bird. And he hunted a frog, and a part from the frog was inside the mouth of the bird, and the other part was still outside. And the bird was trying to swallow the frog. But the frog was, with his hand, trying to kill the bird. Striving, so that the statement was, don't ever, never give up. Don't ever, never, yeah, because you see the frog is dying. The frog is dying, but he's still fighting. He didn't give up. So this is remind me with, yeah, it is. Yeah, I wish I can find this poster, but again, I saw it in the walls. I can't. It's in my memory now. Anyhow.
Okay.
No, the poster, it's something in my mind. But what I learned from Dr. Wael, which is about don't say about yourself you failed. You just keep trying. You miss the chance. The other thing, it's how to manage the weaknesses and the strength. The 3 C's and the 3 M's. How to manage the 3 C's of to manage the strength, and 3 M's of how to manage the weakness. And I am still struggling with that equation, HRPIR. I'm trying to keep it by heart because it's very important, but I need to digest it all.
Sure.
Yeah. That's everything you can see now.
Thank you. Terry, you wanna?
There's a few things that I sort of knew. I think the biggest thing that I learned that opened my eyes more is the graph, the timeline graph showing what you have to start out with. Like the freebie stuff to start building your potential client base to get their attention, the free stuff that leads to the big I, where I can now point into my service or product where I can now charge them money for that they'll pay me for. I think that's the one, the biggest that I learned yesterday.
Great. Anything else you want to share with the group?
And
what you didn't like yesterday, other than the coffee?
No, it was good. I had the coffee. It was good. What I didn't like, I think.
Yeah.
I think everything there is. The long day was tough.
The long day was
Yeah.
And I would tell you, the long day, it's part of the transformation, because your body, every cell in your body need to be awake in a different way. So.
And the strength weakness, the biggest. I've always heard of SWOT, but that one was also very good for me. On the strengths, you clarify, communicate, capitalize, and your weaknesses, you mitigate, you manage, or you master. Yeah. That's the biggest thing that I liked yesterday.
Great.
Nothing really I didn't like.
Thank you.
Me too. I forgot. I liked everything. I had no comments. There's nothing that I didn't like. Even the coffee was good.
Okay. Okay, Ruby?
First of all, out of those, I like the dynamic of the group a lot. This matters to me big time. It created that connection that you feel you belong, even if it's for 3 days in a place. You want to be here. It's not boring, it's not repetitive or anything. That's first. Second, I like the idea of how to market for myself, how to know my skills and my strengths, and how to apply it for the my customers or my audience. Because I'm really bad at this, really bad. I'm very shy to say I know what I know, and so many people, I miss so many opportunities out there. People are getting married, and friends I know, and they don't know that I do flowers because I never
Shy.
market it for myself. I'm shy from people around me. I wanna just hide and just ignore that, and I miss lots of opportunities because I need referrals. I need these people to refer me because if I do a wedding for a friend or whatever, it will lead to something bigger. And that was one of the obstacles.
And word of mouth is still the number one
Yeah.
way people.
Yeah.
I just got some work the other day. It was word of mouth. Somebody in Toastmasters mentioned my name.
Yeah.
And one thing about the wedding, which I noted, I don't know how much truth to it, is whenever you go to a wedding, you will find all of these girls and boys who are going in a short after to another wedding of themselves or other friends.
Mhm.
So I don't know, it's just when they have a wedding, everybody else at the wedding will be married something within the year or two after this wedding. So if you have a referral in a big wedding, most likely you will be busy. 3 months later, you'll be busy for some time because everybody.
Yeah. But
There's
I'm
another
shy.
wedding.
I'm shy, and I find it people from the our community, like this personal thing that happened to me, that they don't trust you. They don't give you
Yeah.
the trust because you're from the community. They don't give
And
you the credit.
Remind me before end of day tomorrow that I will touch on this particular point.
This is very important.
I will explain to you how you can override their untrust, because I agree with you. When if I know Terry as friend, oh, he's Terry. Why do I come to learn from him? I can give him for a coffee. Why do I pay him? Why do I contract him? He's Terry. He can help me. So I can share with you what I do on a daily basis
Important.
to try to drive the perception that this is a business and this is a different relationship. So yeah, so okay.
I liked about yesterday everything in the workshop, but I like this the graph, like the steps, which is the proceeding, the sequence of actions in your life, which is like when an action happens or when something happens, they perceive iteration, and how you can change the iteration and the perception of anything to be able to get results and return. And also I like also the perception, which is the slide of the cup of water, and you would say, oh, how would you see that cup of water? Like I would see it half empty. Someone pessimistic would see it half empty, but if you look at it in a different way, okay, if a fly lives there, she will die in the part
Yep.
where the cup is full, and if in the part where the cup is empty, if the fish lives there, it will die. So it was interesting as well to me and important. But I have two questions. There are two graphs that we don't remember. Two things that we don't remember. In slide number 14, the page number 14, there's a graph that has time and money. I cannot relate.
Actually, I made a note of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. And the IV also.
Okay.
The IV.
I will answer this too. Okay. Marcel.
What I liked most and my takeaway was your secret message again to me in order to get my website up and running and my social media. So thank you for that. That message was received. So that is the do it. That was the biggest one. I liked again because it's reaffirming and makes everything stronger. Going back to the things I did already now for the third time, it's also very reassuring, and I can tell you, if you spend some time with the booklet by yourself, it's very helpful. So just don't put it aside. You will see changes if you go back to this, for sure. Things change. So for me that was the
So you
process.
felt
Starting.
the difference from the first time you attended one of the workshops?
Yes, I was here in April, and second
June.
was June.
June, yeah.
Yeah, April and June. In between April and June, there was a big difference. In April, I was the newbie, as everybody else, at the table. In June, I had some different things in there, so there was already a progression, a change. And now the third time, it's reaffirming what I wrote
But what
down in.
steps did you take since April and now in your?
A lot of steps.
No, no,
So
yeah.
I'm within I'm within this program, so I learned a lot of things
Okay.
afterwards. Going back into my past, looking for the strengths and skills. This is just like touching the surface. It is already helpful and a very good first step. But afterwards, what comes with the program gives a lot more insight, which is very, very helpful. Things like looking in how many countries I have traveled to, like how many cities I've been, how many states I've been, just to pick one thing I wasn't aware, just by looking back into my past. So there's lots more to come.
Giving
This
you
is
testimonial
this
now.
this is scratching the surface.
Okay.
The only thing I didn't like, but Eva worked on this already, and Terry too, is that nobody could explain the slide number 14 with a I think money and time with the 3 arrows there. And the one above was also not 100% clear.
Sure.
I think that was about coaching.
Okay.
So that's something
The
which wasn't retained
Yeah.
last time. So
We didn't
therefore,
retain it.
Okay.
therefore
But
we
remember,
wanted-
okay, that's good. That's good.
I think we talked about this
Ken?
in the shawarma. Shawarma effect.
But
It's gone after
Ken-
the shawarma, so
Yeah.
our
So-
minds were kind of.
so Ken, what do you think?
The concept of 3 C's for strengths and 3 M's for weaknesses, that was useful concept that you could try to apply it to your own strengths and weaknesses. And overall it was good, helpful. I would have liked to see more, a little bit more definition, a little bit to be more pointed in some concepts like that HPR. I cannot even memorize that acronym, but it was very useful acronym. Happening, receipt, perception, iteration, and retention. This can be put in different concepts, different contexts. Sorry, one context is that something happens to me. I receive it, I have a perception, I make iteration. You even gave us an example of our own, something that happened between us.
Yeah.
But it could also be in a completely different concept when you're marketing. Iteration, retention could be customer retention. So you see, customer retention and retention of something, a perception that has happened to me, these are different.
I love it.
So if you could, and I'm not saying go to a specific.
No, I love it. I love it.
examples.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt here. I love it because if you take the model in your contest, how can you have? Why is not repetition? Why is iteration or iteration on it? Because you think about it from a different way. You think about it from start to end again. You think about it. So if you want to make a customer retention with this model, you need to figure out a way to go back to the customer on his birthday and send him a card. On every occasion, you send him a material. You send him a coupon. Send him something where this particular customer will start to reiterate on your whatever you see. It's reiteration. If he iterate. So you can drive his retention. Like even if he had a bad experience in the store, and you come and say new management, at certain point in your life you say, let me go and see what the heck of this new management, and you will be becoming a returnable client. So I love that's why I say like what you are saying, because I will spend a little bit time today on the same concept, but if this is all what you got from here, this is huge. Because the customer can buy your product, He will receive the service from you. If she was happy face, if she is sad face, if she just throws goods in his face, it doesn't matter. He will perceive a value and treatment and some other principle about how his interaction with your service. And then how you iterate on it. When he will leave, can you fix it? By giving him a 5% extra for next time, 20% extra for next time, by shake his hand, by doing something. We in some situations we have been treated very badly in some restaurants, and when we complain on the spot, we got this free voucher. When we went to, I can share with you a true story. We went to Cuba. We went to Hotel Internacional. The hotel was about to be demolished. It didn't have air condition. It has bugs all over. It was a disaster experience. We called back Air Canada Vacation. What they did for us was amazing. They got us to a much better hotel. They gave us a voucher to use next time. And when we came back here, we talk about how Air Canada Vacation did the best things for us. It's an awesome experience.
Yeah.
But in reality, we sat there for 1 night, 2 days, did not want to touch the floor because it was so filthy, so dirty. Okay? So the ways when we came back here, we start to tell everybody, don't go to try to consider first Air Canada Vacation, because these are really good people. And the minute they knew about the problem, there was somebody with us in the hotel. He made phone call, or he pretended to make phone calls different places. In 2 hours, his boss gave authorization for us to move to a much better, much more stars place. Moreover, we got $200 each. So on our next trip with Air Canada Vacation, we paid premium, but we got $600 discount. If you look at what could happen, an offer or a cheap, not full rate will be cheaper than what we paid. But overall, this is our experience. That's we love Air Canada. So this is the same. How to iterate and how to return it. So
yeah, what I was saying in terms of your presentation, maybe, and I said more definition would be better, because this is what you just said, and this is what was in my mind. But I'm sure a lot of people probably here were thinking about, if something happens to me, myself, and then my perception of this, how I receive that thing, and how I iterate it in terms of internal monologues we have. Everybody has in their brains things going on, and those things going on define your perception of something that happened to you. Most people were thinking about this, and nothing is wrong with that. But if you define it, you can look at it this way. Type A, type B is look at it this way, and type B helps you with. Type A helps you with your personal improvement. Type B helps you with your business improvement. This would be a better.
Because yesterday we were more on the business, on the personal strengths. So yesterday I was trying to focus more on what you are good at, what you are weak, how you can drive your mindset to look at the things in a different way. So that's why I bought in this particular concept. But when we went on the side track of discussing few other concepts, I say, you know what? I live by these concepts for so long. Even in my negotiation, if I want to sit as mediator or negotiator, I will use this. And if you have two individuals in a conflict, there is nothing better than explaining this model to both sides, and then try to come and say, okay, so tell me your story where it fits. And this can persuade them to accept the other party and go back and reconcile. Because immediately they can realize, oh, he didn't mean all of that. This is all my monologue kind, or my own read on it, but it did not happen. So he did not mean it. So this particular model, when I develop it, I developed based on a holistic experience in different areas, and I worked on it, and I said, you know, it works. It works for me. So yeah.
You know, and the funny thing is, the reality is about people in human nature. I've complained a few times as well, and I got something compensated. The reality is, most people will not complain.
Yep.
And I've seen this, I've watched this. People will swear, people will fight, people will argue. They'll punch their hand in a wall, but they won't do the right thing, which is just
And
talk to them nicely.
That is how Canadians do that.
Talk nicely
No,
to them.
seriously. And I'm not
Talk
saying
nicely
that
to them.
sarcasm
Be
or something.
firm. Be
This is
polite.
what-
Because as soon as
Be
you start
polite.
swearing, they shut off.
Yeah.
They walk
Polite,
away. They say
exactly.
Terry's a crazy man.
Mm.
But if you just hold firm, hold your ground, there's a good chance they're going to give you.
Yeah.
you
No,
know,
that's good. Anything else you want to add?
Me?
Or
No.
Kim?
No.
Okay.
that-
So today, so it looks to me like you got majority of the
Points.
the points, and there are two sheets outside, or two graphs outside. So the first graph, which is when you have the money coming out, on graph 14, it was an answer to Ned question. When Ned asked, in 5 years from now, this personal coaching, business coaching, whatever this is, I don't remember the exact word, but can
Public speaking.
yeah, he'll talk about the public speaking. Will this be alive or not? I said, yeah, this will be alive, because you will have new generations coming in, you will have new people coming to workplace, you have new people coming from school, you have newcomers. And these newcomers will start here and here and here, and that's how we see that there will be sustainability. I have to be honest with you, it might not be public speaking or named public speaking. It may be named something else. It may be international communicator, facilitator, because 10 years ago, we didn't have coaches. There used to be mentor, board of advisors, that's right? So it was mentor, advisors, board of advisors. Now they are business coaches. So we don't know what this can be. I also don't believe that the public speaking itself was defined as a public speaking. It may be called professional speakers at certain point. So, but the activity underlying this particular title will keep going, and this is what is this graph.
I think all the world is going towards personal development.
Yep.
And everything is evolving around this concept these days.
And now one thing that I guess a threat to this continuity that everybody is agreeing on is something that Marcel briefly mentioned, and it reminded me of a movie that I had seen. He mentioned until an app comes for it. Everybody laughed, but it reminded me of a movie that I had seen. Has anybody seen the movie Hair? H-E-R, Hair.
Oh, the guy who fell in love with the computer woman or whatever.
Okay. The basic thing about this artificial intelligence taking over human role to the point somebody falls in love with it. How do you know in 10, 15 years artificial intelligence will not become an advisor? You go, even
Because
right now there are
Just
apps.
stuff
I can tell you, artificial intelligence, it can predict the systematic way to solve the problems. Majority of our tasks as a personal coaches, business coaches, whatever coaches now with this title, it's very well customized between our experience, which is not a systematic way to predict, and your pain point or your issues which you're trying to achieve. So these two elements cannot be systemized by any neural network algorithm, by any knowledge-based algorithm under artificial intelligence. I was so close to get a master in it, but I missed it by one course. So yeah, artificial intelligence will take over the lower level, lower technical jobs. Even artificial intelligence failed to drive the car safely. Yeah, it was very few accidents, but it failed because, like, our experience together in the matters we have, we know there are rules, there are laws, there are acts, there are behaviors, but the personal experience inside this decision-making operation, it cannot be described and it cannot be predicted by any artificial intelligence. That's why we cannot see later on artificial intelligence will have an envelope to operate in it. It can take over so many jobs, but the human touch cannot be replaced by artificial intelligence because it's a personal experience. It's not logical. It doesn't follow a sequence. It cannot be modeled. And to give you a proof of that, the 6 of you here and the 2 is not here today, Boneta and Cami, each one of you got the information from me, and each one has his own perceptions and his own receives. Artificial intelligence will not be able to understand that. And if you remember RoboCop movies, it was evaluating that, because when he was asked a question not in the vocabulary, he act on the word, not on the meaning of the questions. So I see it working, but I don't see anybody coaching, because let's be clear here. If you have any issues now, you can Google it. And what I predict in 3 to 5 years, there will be people saying, not Google stuff, because when you Google things and you search for it, you got so much information. You don't know what quality of information you have. You don't know which one is saying the right stuff.
Yeah.
And this has to be also mapped to something we know. That I go and sit in a presentation and say, this particular lawyer or this particular accountant or this particular whatever coming to give you education on that. So I stopped because I saw many of them. I learned the stuff which is my experience said the opposite. The opposite. My experience said the opposite. Not close by, the opposite. So I start to ask myself a question. Let's pick up the lawyers, for example. In any case, there are at least two parties fighting against each other. There is a lawyer here, a lawyer there. One of them will win and one of them will lose, or one of them will achieve something and one will not be able to achieve it. So, which means that 50% of the cases, there are people that are not happy with the outcomes because they have these particular lawyers. So, which means that this 50% of the lawyers may not be fit and the best to talk, and the other 50% have a good chance because they are on the winning side. So why do we have to listen to these guys? What credibility they do have other than the authority they are coming from these big organizations? Majority of the speakers we have been seeing for the last 5 years, they left their companies and they went to other companies because they were not good. And they still stand and people listen to them. So when you try to listen to advices, you have to qualify. Why do I have to listen to you? Especially if I want to take a decision based on my advices to you, which is a complete different subject. We can talk about it for a long time. Not every business coach out there is fit to give you an advice on your particular issue, and not everyone will give you a good advice which will work for you, because there are this particular elements there. And I hope this addresses your questions.
Yeah. But did you see that movie? You didn't.
I saw it, and by the way,
after
the theme of the movie is very, very good. I hate the actor, so I didn't like the actor, but I like the theme of the movie.
Okay.
What was the name of the
If
actor?
it's on Netflix, I'll search for it.
No, it's not. No, I don't think it's just 2-3 years old.
Oh.
It's not old enough. To
I
be
saw it
Netflix.
from your story. I believe I saw it was Adam, because I saw with my son something similar,
Oh.
but I have to review it.
But I like the actress. Although that you don't see her, you just hear her voice
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's a server. Server talk to you.
Computer
But
server.
the actress, it's almost perfect.
Yeah.
Almost.
What is the other thing outside you didn't? You don't. What's the other thing outside you didn't? Oh, the IV means
The IV, yeah.
your internal value, and the graph underneath it. It shows that when you communicate with one-to-one, you cannot. Each one has his own internal value. And what about the dilemma when you connect one to many? Yeah, that's why you have one with a group of
Yeah.
people, and then you have to. Yes.
Thank you.
So I want to start today, and Marcel was here last 2 times, so he will tell you that whatever I'm starting with today is different. So I want to show you something here in the news, and then we can talk about it. Have you seen this before?
At the Marathon Gas at the corner of State and Pleasant Valley in Parma, something is causing jaws to drop.
Because of the chills.
An eerie, luminous blue
Station owner Amid Abu Zakaria had to do a double take.
I watched it for half an hour.
and then actually I see it move. That's really, I got freaked out.
Think that's freaky? Watch this. The image sits there for half an hour, then flies off. Now, watch this. The ghost on the car windshield, then floats away. Whatever this is has dozens of people coming over to check out the camera to see what in the world this possibly could be. While no one knows for sure, everyone seems to have an idea. Oh, a bag.
It looks like a plastic
Cool.
bag to me.
Angels. There's an angel here.
This was like an old Indian reservation, from what I understand, and I've lived here for 30-some years, so.
Whatever it is, it's turned non-believers into believers.
And then I remember my uncle used to tell me that once in a while he was heard things like that.
Too bad it's not the ghost of cheap gas prices. Those are also gone with the wind. In Parma, Lena by 19 Action News.
Do you like to see it again?
Yeah, I've never seen that or heard of it.
There's a CNN logo on it, okay? This came on CNN 8 years ago. There's a CNN logo here.
That's cool.
At the Marathon Gas at the corner of State and Pleasant Valley in Parma,
Oh my gosh.
something is causing jaws to drop.
Gives it chills.
An eerie, luminous, blue, ghostly image caught on surveillance video last Sunday. Station owner Amid Abu Zaharia had to do a double take.
I watched it for half an hour, and then actually I see it move. That's really, I got freaked out.
Think that's freaky? Watch this. The image sits there for half an hour, then flies off. Now, watch this. The ghost on the car windshield, then floats away. Whatever this is has dozens of people coming over to
Where's
check
the lamp?
out the
The lamp.
camera to see what in
Aladdin
the world
lamp,
this
where is it?
possibly could be. While no one knows for sure, everyone
genie.
seems to have an idea. Oh, a bag.
It looks like a plastic
Cool.
bag to me.
Angels. There's an angel here.
This was like an old Indian reservation, from what I understand, and I've lived here for 30-some years, so.
Whatever it is,
Oh.
it's turned non-believers into believers.
And then I remember my uncle used to tell me that once in a while he was heard things like that.
Too bad it's not the ghost of cheap gas prices. Those are also gone with the wind. In Parma, Lena by 19 Action News.
Thoughts?
Unreal. Well, someone would say, well, how can somebody spoof that? Like, if it's a fake, a hoax, how did somebody do that?
So why do you say it's a hoax? Or it's
Because
fake?
this doesn't exist.
Oh no,
This
I'm
is
just saying
something
in
that-
general,
this is
people
something
become
fake.
skeptical about something and thinking, okay, if it is a hoax, then how can they do it?
Can I say?
How can they do it?
They can do it outside the site. Like this is, it's like I don't know how can it montage or like it's movie making. Like you know how these tricks they make it in movies.
Okay.
They can make it in lab simply.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I believe in this totally.
You believe in this?
You believe in this? Really?
You believe
Ken,
it?
what do you think?
I have no opinion.
Okay, no
Explain.
problem.
Frankly, it is not worth for me to.
Absolutely,
What
I have a
Yes,
guardian angel whenever I go cycling.
Neutral
Looks
about
after me
this.
all the time.
What's that, Marcel? What's your say?
Never
I'm-
had
I'm
any
neutral
problems,
about this,
never
so it
had
doesn't
any
affect-
accidents. She takes care of
Yeah,
me.
but
It's
do you
not
think
like-
something is real or no?
Yeah.
I
talk to her
in
sometimes.
this case I don't care.
What do you
Yeah,
hear?
exactly.
Oh my god!
Because
So-
that's
so
what you
what-
don't get. You
Eva,
can't buy it.
Eva, what
You can't buy it, I know.
It is important to me if it
Um,
affects me. but it
Part of
doesn't.
me thinks it's not real, and it's like graphic thing, because I like the people inside the car, they didn't notice that they like it's something that
Okay.
can be seen only by videotape.
Okay.
I don't believe it. Part of like most.
You are not Katy Perry to say part of me, okay?
Katy
Okay.
Perry.
So I want you to understand that these things happened. And I will show you in the following video that this is actually a true thing.
Can I?
Okay? Just let me. I gave you each one of you a chance to talk, okay? When you heard this guy about his uncle talks about the Indian reservations and what have you, this was the iteration. He iterate now. He iterate that he has some other old stories. He has the monologue, you know. He's trying to convince himself, yeah, this can be a ghost. Why it can be a ghost? because this ghost, my uncle or my whoever told me that there was a ghost. Okay, so this is what can happen here. For this one to come from a local news to CNN was very interesting. But this has happened. What exactly you see here happened, and I will show you in the second video what exactly happening now, and you will be amazed. The question is how people receive them, and how they perceive them, and how they have their own monologue. And this is very relevant to your own brand, because no matter what happened in your prior or previous history, technically or wherever, you can drive the recipient and the perceptions of it to be good, and you can iterate on it to make it awesome. And people will retain that you are the only person, not in the on the earth, in the whole globe, everywhere. They're the only one who can take their hand and they start to believe in you as a prophet. So, if I tell you this has actually happened, what do you think this could happen? Like, what is this in particular? Yep.
If this is really happened,
yes,
as is, it can be a kind of technology like gas. They can send out gases to looks like a ghost.
Okay.
You know, blue genie, what they call it, blue genie. Or
Okay,
whatever.
okay, that's good. That's
Yeah.
very relevant. Okay, we got the point.
Yeah.
It might be something like a Photoshop, a creature, and they.
Thank
kind
you.
of
A
like-
Photoshop. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other? Because this has really happened.
Could be a drop of something on the lens of the camera.
Good idea. Any other ideas? Okay.
Someone coming from other area.
Okay. So let me take this one here.
Don't say alien.
So, we'll have to go back.
Watched it for half an hour, and then actually I see it move. That's really, I got freaked out.
silverfish.
You'll see it.
It's a little one.
I like the plate, by the way.
Do you?
Yeah, it's the same shape. Yeah.
Radiant or reflection of a blue light.
Wow.
Interesting.
Do you believe it happened or not?
In this way, yeah, why not?
Okay, so what happens there is a blue wall will reflect a blue light.
Okay.
So because red, blue, what did? Sorry.
From the ghost of a woman appear.
We don't need to have any ghosts now. We have enough ghosts in our life. So what happened is when you have it's a blue, red, and green. That's right, RPG. So these are basic colors. So when you reflect each one of the others, they can emit or reflect the same color because these are basic. So what's happening is you have a blue wall, you have a light, a fluorescent light coming through. It emits the fluorescent light with blue reflection, which is they call it radiant or reflection of the blue light. And then you have a silver fish, and the silver fish will reflect what she's getting because it's silver. It's like a mirror. Okay, so that's why you see the reflection, and when it grows, when the legs are moving, it gives an expansion. So what's happening is a silver fish on the lens of a camera traveling around as a bug. What people received, it's a blue blob moving around on the top of everything that nobody else was seeing. What they perceived it as a ghost. That's right.
So what's the point from that?
Not only what they perceived as a ghost, there were some people who tried to come and say, oh yeah, we know this is an old reserve, we know this is an old Indian, we know that there's a black magic, we know that my uncle said and whatever, and they try to drive their attention here that they do have a ghost flying by this particular content. What's the relation of this on everything we do? There is no relation between what happened and what people receive. If you want to guarantee they see what happened, you have to explain it. If what's happening is your offer, you have to detail the offer. If this is who you are, and people wants to receive it, you have to affirm that this is what they receive. This is a live example, like what Ken was talking about, is how this model applies. So it happened. For sure something happened, but what received and what perceived are not relevant to what happened. I use this video in a different context in my professional life, but this is how this rationalizes this particular model.
This is Dr. Weil. It's very, how can I say it? It's very subjective issue because it depends on the mindset of every individual. Like for instance, from the beginning of time, when the man started trying to explain the phenomena going around him, and lack of knowledge, lack of enough science facts, start making the brain drift, go too much.
I agree with you.
Behind the facts.
I agree with you, but I want to stop you here to use one word you used:
Which is
lack of knowledge.
yes. Yeah.
So if I try to stand in front of my clients or my employers and I try to sell myself, what I need to make sure they know. I need to make sure they have enough knowledge about my skills.
Yeah.
So all the perceptions will come from where?
From their knowledge.
From their knowledge.
Yes.
So if I can drive what perceived value for my product, I have to give them enough. I have to make sure they received enough information.
And this is in business-wise, in the business environment, it should be wrapped in the introduction that you give to your clients or in your marketing campaign.
Beautiful. In your marketing campaign. So
Yeah.
you must have some sort of flyers.
Yeah,
You must
whatever.
you
need
must
to
have
educate the people
Yeah.
about what you are offering,
So-
about what yourself.
So when you stand and say, I do flowers good, and I have friends. I did my their flowers, their wedding flowers,
Yeah.
and you don't have a sheet with information about what you do special and different, you are not able to drive them here.
Sure.
When you talk to clients who are in another context, when you talk to clients who are brain dominant, so they will receive something along with their brain. When they go talk to their wives, which is heart dominant, they may not be the right ones to talk to because they don't know the tools. When we ask clients for referral, because we always ask about this, so how you ask a client for referral? When you ask a client for referral, you have to use my own 3T law. So if I want to ask somebody for referral, I have my 3T. What is the 3T law? T number 1 is I have to tell you. I have to tell. Would you mind you give me a referral to some of your friends or your contacts or your tribes who are trying to build an info product business? I have to give you the tool. So my tool here, as simple as it can be, is here. So here is the tool, which is if each one of you can take 2 of them and give them as a free gift to ask your friends to join my seminars, and they can get the seminar through the website. They can register to the website. And then I have to give you a treat.
That's a nice one.
A treat means I have to give you a reason. I have to give you a reason or a treat. So when you go and give this to your friends, what you will receive. And usually in our stuff here, we give treats as we can welcome you to one of our paid programs as a guest or as a discounted price because this is a treat for you. And so if you try to tell somebody to say you are good or you say about your service, you must tell them what you wanted them to say. How you tell them? You can send them an email. Remember, Terry, when I sent you the email for the links,
Yeah.
it was a scripted email. There is a transcript there. You can just read it. You may modify it if you want to, but you have to tell them what exactly you want them to say. You give them a tool. A tool can be your website, can be a brochure, can be a
Business card.
a referral card. This is not a business card because my business cards are different. My business cards are different, and I will get you. Yeah. So my business. This is my business cards. Yeah. On my business cards on the back, I have my own card as well. But this is my business card. This is just a ticket. So if you ask somebody to invite someone, you don't tell them, oh yeah, you know what, we have this tomorrow, just come. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to give tool.
Yeah.
And then you have to give treat. And treat will be what's in it for them to do it.
Yeah.
Okay? So this is the law of 3T. So Kobal, can you introduce yourself?
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting sort of thing. It's a little bit late. My name is Kulbir. I run a company called Info-Range IT. And other than doing regular stuff like websites and stuff like that, SEO and all, we're specializing in focusing on a magazine which is called IT Quip. It's basically a computer magazine.
Everybody knows it yesterday.
Oh, right, thank you so much. Thanks for this exposure, Dr. Badawi. Yeah, it's because of you. So we featured Dr. Badawi also this September edition as well. We had the honor of doing that. So it's basically a computer magazine in which we give out articles about computers. It started with an educational focus. I've been a teacher. I used to ask my students, who wants to become an IT teacher? IT professional. No hands up. Believe me, no hands up. Class of 30. This is in Vancouver. And then, how many people want to become an engineer? Still no hands up. Oh, it wasn't believable. How many want to become lawyers? 15 hands up. how many want to become police officers? 3 hands up on an average, right? 2, 3, 4 statistics I'm talking. So then I thought basically that this IT profession is sort of needs to be a little promoted in the audiences and all. So it began with that kind of intention, and I was also doing magazines, designing these magazines, using publisher at that time. So then I thought I can make this into a business model. So why not do it? So it started about 2 years ago, and we had the print editions, and then we have the digital editions as well. And so a little break in the print editions for some time. I picked it up now, and back to promoting IT audiences. Good. Thanks a lot.
Marcel, can you get me a grab me no business cards for Dr. Wahab?
Yeah, I read your magazine last night.
Oh, okay. Thank you very
You
much.
have an office in it.
Oh, we had one office.
Is that picture in the back?
Okay, so
One is money.
Oh, right. I wasn't ready to get that last year. Right.
so thank you for the introduction. Just I wanna make sure you guys feel comfortable. So
The thing I noticed is that people are very, very, very bad at promoting themselves, even through our Toastmaster ranks. They keep everything a secret. They keep themselves a secret. And I think it's because we're raised not to boast. And I feel that, we don't want to say anything positive about ourselves on Facebook because it's bragging, it's boasting.
yeah, but one more thing we know about Facebook and social media is because there is no face to it, you are not standing in front of people. What will happen? You have the liberty of doing stuff which you cannot do it in front of people.
Correct.
You know,
On Facebook, you mean?
on Facebook or because usually people are shy,
Yeah.
but because they are hidden behind this particular
Artificial word.
artificial words, they can do stuff which is okay. So I think we covered enough about this particular model.
And what is the treat?
Yeah.
The treat, usually you take them for a coffee, you give them I know
Prizes.
individuals in towns, they give you $20,
This is the tool.
and this is the tool.
One tool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and for you guys, the treat will be that we'll give you some of our valuable stuff as part of it. And one thing you have to understand, there are actually treats people will give you like $20 per $20 per referral and stuff like that. So people will give you lots of money for that. By the way, there is something called JV. Do you know what JV stands for? We know JVC.
Joint venture?
Junior venture.
Joint venture.
Joint venture. Yes.
So joint venture is the same as when you partner with someone has a massive mailing list, and you try to promote your service through them. You tell them what you want to promote. You give them links or URLs or promotional material, like referral card, whatever. It has to be written. It has to be a tool, because and I will do an exercise in a minute, and then you give them somewhere between 30% to 70%, and some of the joint venture are 100%. Okay?
Sorry, repeat that. How they function exactly?
You tell them the events you want to promote.
Yeah.
You give them tools to the events, like websites, like business cards, invitations, and if there is a payment, the payment can go between 70 to 100% of whatever your ticket price as a commission to them.
I don't know, a joint venture, like I'm coming from an industry that we have different meaning to the joint venture.
Yeah, but this is the GV inside this information world.
I see.
Okay. Now I want to ask you, if we do this exercise, if we can get like 2 or 3 volunteers, and I want to ask you one thing. If you want to promote this workshop to your friends, what you will tell about it in like less than a minute? If I ask you, please go find a friend and tell them to come to attend my workshop, what you will tell them in less than a minute?
Seems that you have a good answer.
Can you say? Can you say?
Yeah, it will give you a lot of, as a structure, it will give you a lot of insight to yourself. Has a great dynamic, has a lot of learning which you can apply right away.
Okay.
So
Thank you. Thank you. Someone else wants to volunteer? So if you want to invite a friend, say, "Hi Joe, I would like to," and continue the statement.
I would say that it's more personable. It's a small group, more interactive
Okay.
between yourself and us.
Great.
In my case, I guess again, I'd like to be more specific as what they can get. I'll tell them if you have lived as an employee for so many years and now you are laid off like so many people in this room and outside this room, and you have an idea, you want to implement that business idea to be your own boss, but you have never done that in the past. This is very good starting point for you to teach you the basics, and it is actually workshop, so you interact with the people who have the same idea.
Great. One more volunteer.
I can say that it's a good chance to learn new things about yourself, about life, to give you some lights
Okay.
about what you can do within a very friendly, professional environment. And it's also a very good chance for networking and meeting new interested people.
Okay. That's great. I will leave you 10 seconds. I will go get something from the office and I will show you. But you need to think about what you said. Just give me 10 seconds.
Sorry, what's your name again?
Could be.
Good beer?
Could be.
Good beer?
Good beer.
beer.
Wow, that's good beer. Now you're talking.
He's a German. We have a German guy. We love beer.
Really?
Oktoberfest.
You know, you're actually this is
Business card.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Oktoberfest.
You know, it's actually my name is Kulbir, and all my Caucasian friends, they would say, okay, cold beer.
Oh, yeah.
You're not the first person. You know that I'm keeping a count now. You are 19th or the 20th person doing that. And on my own community side, I talk a lot against alcohol. Oh my God, I've been through, I've been nailed down.
Yeah.
Carlos, speak.
So I have here. Don't flip it till I ask you to flip it.
Oh, are we allowed to flip
No,
it over? Not yet?
no.
Not yet.
So let's have everybody in conversation together. So what I have here, you can flip it now. This is our tool, which we used to give to people to get out our workshop. So if you open this tool, you will read, which is nobody said in the room. Brand mastery, the focus is you. This is an old date, it can be changed now. Nobody said that this is for consultant. Ken said it's for people who have been employed or they want to do something on the side. Nobody said this is a coach, and nobody said it's a middle of career. No one of you said it's 3 days. Nobody mentioned identify your brand, articulate your brand, differentiate your brand, access strategies, develop, execute, build a stream, implement step by step, maximize the profit. Someone said it's personalized but not strategy. Connect with client, nobody said it. So this is a tool which somebody can read it in a couple of minutes at most, and he will get all the values. So instead of you try to get your referral network to articulate and speculate on what's your product about, you should present them with such a tool. Okay?
Keywords. Give them the keywords.
You give them a tool, you give them script, you tell them what to say. We don't promote our workshops outside our seminars. So that's why these tools are not common. So when we go to the seminar is here. It's a free event. You go to Win Your Brand, they have a nice seminar which will help you. You go read on the website. That's it. So this give you an example why the tool is very important. The tool has to address people who are emotionally driven. Heart, it has some nice colors. I'm a good looking guy. If you find that a new girlfriend for me, let me know. it has some logic, it has some sequence to it, okay, and you send it out. You know, if you don't like it, if it didn't work, you can modify it and print it on your printer. It has also for Cooper, it has the QR code, so we look new because anything has QR code looks new. And if you have a QR code, and if you are in my programs, I can verify it for you, it works. If you don't have a QR code and you try to make it, try it out and make sure it works.
Sorry, by the way, I am a person purposely I am behind technology.
No, I understand.
Purposely.
Yeah.
So what is this, by the way? I see it often. What's this for?
It's like
The square.
this is like exactly the bars which they scan in the stores. You know this bar when they have.
No, really, I'm asking.
Yeah.
I see it everywhere now. What's this
It
for?
stands for quick
It's a
response.
replacement for the bar numbers. You know that this
Oh, the barcode. you
the
mean?
barcode. This is the new two-dimensional barcode.
So when I scan this with what?
You scan it. There is a software for it
There's free apps for it.
Okay, and then where it goes?
based on what you program it. So this
It'll
one.
lead to the website. This website.
Oh,
This
it
one will
lead-
go-
Oh, I see.
So all you do is
Yeah, this one will go to the website. This
So
one.
instead of writing www blah 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 blah, I will
Right.
just scan this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This one here.
And now if you're
Yeah, really,
using the
yeah,
internet
yeah.
to go open it or go to his website.
This
Yeah.
one here
Yeah.
will carry all the information of the business card.
And what they call this code now in the
QR.
IT? They call this
QR.
QR. QR.
Quick scan.
QR.
There's whole
While
And this is
you,
stand for what?
You go to Google and say QR generator.
But I can't.
Generator.
one of the
Yeah, and then
benefits because
you put the website.
Oh, I
Okay,
see.
guys,
Yeah,
please,
very
please
good.
keep it quiet. Yes.
QR generator, right?
on one of these method of
Like
promoting yourself, which would be
Okay.
these email lists.
Yeah.
And I've heard that there are companies that sell these email lists to you, so you don't need you really to form a joint venture partner. You just contact a company out of the US, it gives you a bunch of emails of even in Canada, Alberta.
And there is a problem for that because when somebody will give you an email an email list, it does not give you a demographic for the email list.
Exactly.
So when you have
Teenager or 50-year-old.
email no, it's not only that, it's interest. So when I have my collection, if somebody comes to my website and they put their emails, are they interested in my service or not? Most likely. So when you collect emails from joint ventures, these people will have collected emails based on a specific business they are running.
So do you yourself, for your business to promote this, do you have an email list which you
Yeah.
once a week send
Not once a week, but we have
every now and then?
close to 100,000 in my mailing list right now.
Okay, and how effective you think this?
We will talk about it when we talk about more about the product lines. Okay? Do you find this useful?
Understood.
Okay. So we what?
I just had a light bulb going off. This was a very good exercise, handing this out and showing us what we didn't say.
Yeah.
This got me back to that one slide with a big I where it says ignorant. Like even I was here
know.
already for the third time. I didn't use the words which you would like to see going out.
Yeah.
So this it shows me how big this this ignorant is. It was like really a light bulb moment.
Yeah, you know, it's I live by this eye because many of people will come to say, you are so passionate about what you say. I'm not so passionate. I'm just trying to educate you as ignorant in what I do so you may become my client. Because when I got into this networking and I start to speak about what I'm doing and I start to go elaborate a little bit, I'm just looking for the same content as this. So when individual will come and say, oh yeah, so how, and we'll start discussing, oh, you are so passionate. I said, no, I didn't want to say, I'm not so passionate about it. I love it. I'm so passionate. But I'm trying to educate you. So if you know, because my job, as I said, you sort through your clients. You have to understand that when we did analysis of how many of how people will buy, there are there are 3% of people are buying as service or your service on the average right now in the market. These people who identify need, identify source for money, identify available slot for time, so they want to come to buy your product. Out of the 100% over there, there are about 7% when they have time slot or they have a little bit of more money or they do something will happen immediately in their lives, they can come and buy your programs. There are about 30% at one point they will buy your program, and the next 30% are illiterate. They don't know that you do exist. And there are 30% of the market will tell you no for the sake of no. They are not buying your program, whatever will happen. They don't like you, they don't feel, they have their own ego, they always say no. So the statistics and the analysis of the market demand showed us these numbers. So which one of these I should target? Which one of these percentage in the market I should target?
All of them,
You should
actually. Why
target-
not? You
yeah.
keep targeting all of them.
I think so.
You never know.
Try.
If you try all of them, you will face with the following. In this particular area, there are a big competition, a huge competition. Why it's a huge competition? Because everybody's trying to sell them some products. So it's much easier to target this 67% than try to fight here. So if somebody's buying similar program as yours, you ignore it. You try to look at individuals who will have a need identified in the short future to sell your programs. Okay? And there is a famous book called Blue Ocean, Red Ocean. And this is what we define it as Blue Ocean.
What's the blue ocean?
It's not a bloody competitive. Red Ocean is a bloody competitive market. So what's the problem of the competitive market? What people buy on the competitive market? They buy based on price. Do you like to sell anybody a product based on competitive price?
Yeah.
Do you like? Never.
Nope.
Never ever. No. We should not, we must not try to sell, and I use the word try here because what do you mean you sell on price? You sell when the price has to go low. So if I'm in a competitive market, I have to lower my prices. If I am in education and informative markets, I target these individuals and I can articulate my value. This value, with the value, I will be able to increase my prices. Because I sell you on a value. I don't sell you on a need. The value will will define a need. So I can steer you to an area where I say, here is the needs which you will have in the future. You need to be ready for it. You can take this program for value. We always avoid to go on the 3% market.
What is the 3% market again?
Is people buying right now.
Oh, people buying right now.
So 3% is buying right now. 7 they will buy in the near future when the circumstance will change. 30% they know they will buy it sometime in the future, and 30% are unaware of your offer, and 30% will say no. Okay? So if I go and look at the market of cars, so there are about 3% of individuals are buying cars right now. Are we interested in this 3%? They are shopping. They go to different car showrooms. Are we interested in selling these people cars right now? No, we are not. There are 7% of them, when the car will break down, they will buy a new one. If they wake up in the morning, they cannot turn on the car, they will buy it. And there are 30% of the market are individuals who are getting married, who are getting new kids, who are doing something, and they know that sometime in the future they will buy cars. And there are 30% are unaware of your brand of cars which you offer. And 30% they will never buy your car. No matter it's a Porsche, it's Lamborghini, like even Porsche and Lamborghinis, they have different problems. People say these cars, oh yeah, this car is too fast. I had friends cannot drive my Porsche because he said that, yeah, it goes so fast. It's scary to me. So these individuals will not buy your product whatsoever. We always try to focus in this area. And when you focus here, some of this will come. So your job with your tools is to try to sort inside these criteria, which you should know for your own market, and you should be able to try to get individuals in a different areas. And once you start to market here, you will find some of this will come through. Okay? Remember yesterday we said our job is to sort. Because we are on this topic, I want to also explain one more principle here, which we call it no doesn't mean no. What does it mean? When I approach a client or approach a lead or a prospect and try to sell them a product or offer them a service or offer them an educational package or give them a flyer, and they say no, I'm not interested. What this no means?
Maybe it means
Could mean they just don't understand what your product is.
That's very legitimate.
exactly.
What other mean? So one of them, not understand. What else can it mean?
Can mean also try harder. Sometimes
Okay.
some people they want like
Not
maybe-
ready?
Yeah, maybe they are not going to respond from the first time.
They are not ready.
Yeah, okay.
What else?
That I have tried your product, it has not worked for me. I'm not going to try it anymore.
Yeah.
But
No, these are prospects. These people are not, they did not buy your product yet. These are potential prospects. You try to sell them your program.
and they tell you,
No.
we are not interested.
We are not interested yet.
Okay, and
So they
okay.
may try, they may try another similar solution. And before we talk about similar, I will say here P. What's the P stand for?
Perception.
Perceived similar, or perception of a similar solution, because you don't know the solutions they have is actually your same offer or not. That's why you remember this particular model, like this 5, we have 5 fingers for a reason, and the model has 5 stages for a reason, okay? If all what you leave from this workshop is just a good understanding, a deep understanding, a dive deep inside this particular model, it's more than any other things you may have in your life, if you just go out and apply. So, what else no means?
Could mean I'm really busy right now. I don't have time for this. Don't bother me.
Excellent.
You know?
We call it not
Not now.
enough time. Enough
Yeah.
time.
Maybe sometimes not enough funds. I want it.
Beautiful,
No
beautiful,
money.
beautiful.
No money. I want
Not-
it, but I don't have the money for it.
Not
No money.
Yeah.
no money.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Excellent. So if someone, and we can stop at this 5, there are actually 2 more, but let's just stop at this 5. If somebody will come and say to you, no, what do you do? And you know now that's no,
It's
may,
exactly no.
may be, or most likely will be one of these no's. Is
So
there a
we
word
ask-
called
we have
nose?
to ask-
Is there a word called nose in, not nose, but nose, N-O-S, because there's so 5 no. No, 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 no. just to give you a chance to write down. So I will come and say, hey, Joe, I would like to offer you a personal branding experience. He will say no. So what should I do?
We ask, we ask if we may ask why. Why they
Just
say no.
ask them.
So we ask back qualifying questions. And the qualifying questions is, did you try something similar before? Or do you know what does it mean personal branding experience? They say, oh, yeah, you know, I know this particular company also is doing branding. Oh, you know, my friend Cami, she's doing branding. You know, my friend Susie, she's working on branding companies. So we start to explain there is a difference between personal branding and company branding. And you say, oh, you know what, I just paid my credit card. Say, yeah, one of the stuff which we teach in our seminars and our how to close an offer is how you address this particular rejections. People are I, and the I is what? Is ignorant. If an ignorant people exist here, and you have the life-saving solutions for his future, and he's ignorant, he knows that these life-saving solutions, you don't have it because he's an ignorant. Yeah. And there's obligation on you to go out because you believe, you told me, you have a solution which transforms sad face to a happy face. That's right. Yeah. And your program is a valuable program. It drives values to the humanity. That's right. So if you say so, you have an obligation now to spread the word out, to maximize your impact because you are here to help humanity. That's right. So when somebody come and say, no, I don't like it, you don't leave them alone. Because I see it in so many unexperienced partners I have. I say, okay, I have this business cards, this is a wording, and he will go out and say, oh yeah, I went to this meetup and everybody said no. So I always ask, why did they say no? They say no. I told them they said no. So immediately this partner or this representative, you should avoid using him again. Full stop. Because he needs to go through this sales training. When somebody say no, I say, yeah, so why no? What you don't like about it? There's so many qualification questions, which these qualification questions, you must train your joint venture and your referrals on how to accommodate them. When you know that the network marketing and MLM and all this particular network operation, this is what they teach people. How to overcome rejections. But here I have to tell you, my own value and my own barriers, which is, if I believe that's my program really valuable and educative and it worth much more than what people pay for, I can do that. Don't use this to bluff or try to sell bad stuff out, because it's unfair for me to teach you something which you can use it against us as a public. Okay? So how many of you have been exposed to something similar before?
As a salespeople or as a buyers?
Both sides.
Several times.
Yeah. As a salesman, did you get courses or education how to overcome these rejections?
No.
She did, because she told you yesterday I was in a, what you said, aggressive selling.
Yeah, I was aggressive selling.
Yeah.
Aggressive selling my first job.
Yeah.
See, but in Heba's case, because she worked in sales, she know about it and she went through. With us, sometimes we face this situation not necessarily within a business environment. Yeah. Sometimes you need to sell yourself or your ideas to others for non-business purposes, and you receive this no.
Yeah.
They call it rebuffing or rejecting.
Yeah.
You know?
And this
exactly.
And this is the main purpose of this particular courses we provide.
Yeah.
Like when we say win your brand, why is win? Is win because you conclude with, when I say you define your own win, you define what you want out of it, and then you try to achieve what you are looking for. And when we go around and speak to consultants and management consultants, say, yeah, we train our clients on overcoming rejections. So I always ask this question: is your clients business coaches? They said no. Or management consultants say no. I said, okay, so how you can teach somebody on overcoming rejections, and you believe that for your own consultation program, which you are trying to sell, which is a different product, you can actually address these particular ones. You should, when you come to your business, and which we'll talk about it between today and tomorrow, you should have something, what we call it, operational manuals. So you must have some kind of notes. When somebody will tell me no, I will say you will list the questions, and you try to build a follow-up questions from them. So this will be like a cheat sheet for you, or like a document for you. Why is operational manual? Because when you expand, when you have a virtual assistant, when you have somebody else in your business, when you have someone in Toastmaster trying to sell, you should give them these orientations. We don't call them training, we call them orientation. So you tell them, oh yeah, when I go around and I try to sell my product, Terry, for example, potential will be what? Teaching public speaking or educating public speaking business till we find a better name. And yeah, guys, I'm offering this service right now, and if you want to go and tell your friends, and guess what, when I told my friend, and you share with them your story. And when you share your story, you say what? When I went around and I told my friends, they told me, oh, I don't know, I don't need it, I. You give them what they should answer. You give them the script. Yeah. Because we are going around ignorance.
Yeah. And you always want to keep you always want to keep the dialogue up. They might not be ready to buy today. All of a sudden, next week or next month, now they're interested, and they remember Terry wasn't pushy. I'll call Terry back because he can give me a solution. He can give me a smiley face.
And this is exactly what happened with you, Terry, that's right. Because I sold you this program like 4 or 5 months ago when we met first time.
Yeah, here.
And when you were ready, you said, oh, can I come to the seminar?
Yeah.
So, and I can tell you, I have individuals who actually bought my programs for April. And till today, they did not show for the workshops. And they want to come in November. They bought the VIP. So for us, it's money set aside, which waiting for them to be used.
Yeah.
So this is this is just the surface of it. There's so much into it. But you need always remember, when we talk about your success is driven by a system. A system is not haphazard, it's not a random process. So when somebody say, oh yeah, I tried something similar, but it didn't work for me. So the immediate question will be, what would you mind sharing? What programs did you try? You say, oh, now I don't want to give you your competitor. Okay, so can you explain to me what principles did you learn? So you try to get deeper and deeper into discussions to understand why. And you may be lucky that somebody will tell you a competitor name which is you never know. Or a partner name which is actually copycat your programs. So when somebody say no, I don't give up. I don't ever, can you say it again?
Oh, never ever give up.
I don't never ever give up.
I like this.
Yeah.
Okay?
One comment I would have, avoid the question why if you talk to a person, because that gives the person right in a defensive position.
Yes.
You just rephrase it. It's still the question why without using the word why. But if you ask the question with why, people are, why do you want to know?
Yeah.
Why do you want to know?
Yeah.
You do right away this one.
Defend-
If you say, like he said, like what makes you feel like this, or what was the reason?
It's like an attack.
Yeah, it's a why is an attack if you go
it's
for
an
people.
attack,
Yeah.
and then they just put up the rope.
And what other, so why is an offensive word? So even if you want to ask why, you don't use the word W-H-Y, you use the word W-H-A-T. Yes.
What's in it for me?
Not what's in it for me. Like why you don't want to attend, what you don't want to attend. They will give you their whys.
Sorry, I couldn't get that. How can you use what?
Just plug the word what instead of why. and keep giving the question, he will answer you the why. Because
Yeah, use it for the piece. Like
Yeah.
you speak, put it in a sentence.
why you don't want to attend?
But you say we shouldn't use why.
So what I will say, what make you decide not to come, or what you don't want to attend? If you just say what and pause and say you don't want to attend, the individual will give you the whys without articulating the why.
Yeah, but why is offensive?
It's a psychology, and this is one of the biggest things for you, Ned, in whatever I will explain today.
Okay.
What Marcel shares and what I share, techniques and stuff which worked for about 80% or more in the business. For God's sake, we don't know why it works, but we know it works. And if it does not work for you, it means it needs to be tweaked, changed, revised to make it to work for you. Many of these concepts, this is what people use to work. So why is offensive? In this community here, in this environment, why will trigger individuals to just being confronted? Maybe in different countries it's opposite. So
Why did you do it?
yeah, why did you do it? So
Oh, so it's a questioning,
Yeah, why
investigating.
it's
It
like
has investigating
when
nature.
you hear it, you feel like I have to
Yeah.
answer.
You
also
did this as a child, right?
also when you try to put this articulation, because we are on this particular topic, I'm trying to break for the break, but I don't want to lose.
You know, this is just to inject some humor. The other night, one of my kids, he didn't want to sleep. He was up till 11 o'clock, and I tried with him all the texts. Like every 5 minutes, he will come out with a new excuse. Oh, I am thirsty. Oh, I am hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, I am blah blah. So by 11, I lost my patience. I told him, listen, you exhaust everything. Why you don't want to go to sleep? He said, because you didn't say please. So people, I mean, yeah. So that was he's 7 now, you know.
So
People, they will come always, Jamal. People
I
will
wanna
come-
I wanna also teach you here, because we are here.
Yeah.
I wanna teach you the 5 W's law. You know what's W for me?
For the other hand.
Who, what, when, where, why?
No, W is YL, my first word, man.
Well, there is, I know 3 W, not 5.
Yeah, is
Ask him, 1 second.
Who?
Ask him,
who, when,
Who, when?
where, why. What was the first one?
What? What?
What? So you remember the 5 W's. So we have 3T, 3C, 3M, and 5 W's. Okay? It's more than enough if you can remember this acronym, and then once you try to work them, you can look back to your notes. So if I want to define a program, I have to answer these 5. So if you go to the sheet you have in your hand, it has these 5. So who I am serving? Who is my ideal client or my ideal prospects? Who will benefit from my service? When they will benefit from my service? And when can I deliver this service? Where, why, which is the value, and what I'm exactly providing. So the material I just handed here, which is for the previous workshop, it's a workshop. The workshop is in Calgary, and we have the time for it, and why people want to attend, and who are in the very first 5 lines. Business coaches, consultants, unemployed. Sometimes it's much easy to do the following. To have your brochure and say who, when, where, why, and what. Not in this order, but in any order you want. Maybe what will become first. And then you basically here answer these questions. What I'm doing, it's a one-on-one consultation course or one-on-one evaluation for public speaking skills or for public speaking business opportunities. When you can give times, where via Skype or via webinar or via whatever. Why, if you wanna make more public speaking engagement, come to attend my workshop. Who, business people, public speakers, whatever authors, you can put them. These 5 W's, we will use them in a different context. In different, so many different context, we will be able to use this one. One of them to identify our clients, one of them to articulate. So many will look at a specific page. Like I looked at a specific page of a magazine, and I couldn't find where can I access the magazine. So I went back and said, oh, you are missing the URL here. You always see when, which is a date. You can get who can read it from there. So try to review this particular 5 W's on everything you read and everything you put together. If you are confused, you should be able to, you can ask me questions, or you should be able to ask more questions.
Yeah, this is where I start to feel a bit. This is like an artsy thing. Art, like you use different color, different font, and these things just stand out at you. It makes it easy to read.
Yep.
But if it was all one color, it'd be very hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some people will. Oh, that's too long.
Location, size, like yeah.
Yeah.
My wife is better at this than I am. When I look at this, something has to jump out at you.
This workshop is for you?
These, so, yeah.
I can share with you. Do you allow me to share with you one negative things about this particular document?
This one?
Yeah. People don't like the colors because they said blue to green to yellow. It's a classic colors. So my book, The Guide to Win, which is, I can show it to you here. I can show you to you the old.
Well, the color, like the shading, you mean, from yellow
Yes.
to blue.
Yes.
It gives a depth, though. I like.
I like it, but some of the feedback I got. So I will show you here. Yeah, you got these feedbacks.
Really?
And we are here in a very safe environment. As you see, we tackle religion stuff, we tackle people personality. We are a very safe environment, so we feel allowed to share. So I want to share with you this particular photo, which is give you an idea how people can do things. Come on, man, it's coming. Oh.
You can see this a lot in media when they when TV wants to really bring somebody down. They'll show them in shades of gray instead, and it'll make them look evil. It'll make them look. The one that stands out was back in 82, 83 NEP. The picture that the newspaper, I don't know if it was Globe and Mail or National Post, of Trudeau and Lalonde when they were trying to propose the National Energy Program in Alberta. It was just in grays.
And they said also that Kennedy or someone lost the election because he had a suit without a red tie, and his suit was blue and the background was light blue, so he faded in the background. I did a MBA with focus on advertising. That's why, But can you see this nice fellow? If you know a girlfriend available, let me know. So what do you see? What do you think when you see somebody profile like that? Let me try to make it full page.
Well, you look sincere.
And you can see all my books.
All different colors, yeah.
This all my books.
All your books, yeah.
And the top one are technical books, and the bottom ones are the one. And so I will go more about that, but I want to show you here this particular image. So this is the original cover.
Oh, that used to be on here?
They used to be here. So this book, this used to be the original colors. And these original colors will cover the same color scheme here. So when we had this cover and they had this color scheme, there are a bunch of individuals that came to me and said, it looks so old. It looks something from the past. So these are the new colors. I don't like these colors, by the way. But my creative production manager said, this is the new one. Okay? So I kept this one here because this is I want to always show like this book is the same as this one, but this is a different color. We will explain when we talk about books why you need to have your photo on the books. It's very important if you deal with business books. That your photos has to be on the cover somewhere. Yeah, we will explain it when we talk a little bit about how the books should be positioned. But this is an example of a single photo where you can basically get credibility right away. Everybody came in here, remember my photo as seen on TV, where I put all my interview outlets. So this photo, it automatically give you credibility. And the most important part is when you do such a photo, you have to make sure that these books are available. I know this book was for sale on Amazon at a certain point for close to $600 because this off circulation. Yes, sir.
But we just have to go actually get for an appointment at
Sure.
12 o'clock. I was just looking for if we could have a photo together here.
I can't.
No?
No.
Okay, alright.
That's okay. That's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Maybe I was thinking to put it in my magazine for October edition.
No,
But
no,
that's
we
okay.
wanna because
Kind of a live event
Yeah, yeah,
sort
yeah,
of a thing. Yeah, but it's okay. It's your,
we will have a photo shooting tomorrow, so I will give you.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'll give you a
sure.
cover.
I'm in the witness protection program. So no pictures of me.
Okay.
No, it's not picture of me, just within
Yeah,
consent.
just a
So
pocket,
yeah,
that's
no, it's
fine.
good. Yeah. So yeah, so these are kind of things you can do when you will be able to. Usually, you try to pick up one of your new messages.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Really enjoyed it. Thanks a lot, everyone. Nice meeting you. Yeah.
So this is when your case. So this is the one which is drive the coming one. So if you notice one thing, that if I go back here, this photo is the same as this photo, is the same as this photo, is the same as all of these photos.
Consistency is the same person.
Yeah, this photo was taken for me October last year. And my hair will go gray, my hair will go black. I'm thinking about doing my hair blue next time and silver. I had blue at one time. It was a mistake in the dyeing. But
There was not a bug on the lens.
no. But this is the point. You need to grab a professional photo of yours,
Yeah.
and you brand it with your name.
That's your brand. That's your logo. Like McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's their logo.
Now,
Starbucks.
you'll be having a short haircut, a long haircut, it doesn't matter. You change a little bit the color of your hair, it doesn't matter. But all what people see outside for some time, for a year, the same nice dude.
You know what drives me crazy? And I went to a big CAPS meeting event, and it just piqued my interest then. And I said to them, I really, really hate, and this is common in realtors, they use a picture of themselves from high school.
No, no.
And my wife says, well, that's because they want to project youth. Yeah, but I want to know who I'm dealing with.
Yeah,
today."
yeah.
Believe it or
Yeah.
not, we went to look at a house. The realtor said, I'll meet you there at 6 o'clock, supper time. We went there, we're waiting. The guy comes out of his car. I look, oh, he sent his son. And then I look closer, that's him.
So what I want to say to you is, pick up one photo, like not old photo. Pick up like one photo today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Keep marketing this photo with your name for a year or so. Because I gained weight, I lost weight, I had my hair longer, I had my
So every year you should update it.
about when you
Yeah.
change a little bit.
And these realty pictures, some of them haven't been updated in 20 years.
I know.
And if they really change a lot, like if they either gain a lot of weight or lose a lot of weight, then it's like next year they look different. But they use such old pictures, and I think that's a misrepresentation of
No,
their brand.
here what I'm saying is this photo for me was October last year. It was a professional taking photo. I like it, and as I said, like I even some of my other profile, which is, if I go to here, so some of my profile will be the photo in a different way. So all of them are this photo, like you can see here, like this my my TV my show. Now, what are these lines here? So if you have the messenger for Facebook, and if you try it out on this photo, you will come as a call for me right away. You know, you remember Snapchat? They have the bell,
Yes.
and they have these dots.
Yeah.
This is what Facebook did for Messenger.
Oh, really?
So if you have a messenger and you can scan this one, it will get me right away
So
with
this
you.
is a kind of QR code?
This kind of QR code, yeah.
Really?
That is patented
I
by
don't know that.
For Facebook. Yeah.
Interesting.
So it looks actually cute. It looks fancy. It matches my blue colors,
But it has intelligence in it.
and it has intelligence in it. So it automatically demonstrates superiority of on everybody, because all of you guys on social media, that's right?
It says you are on a
Yeah, but
leading edge.
all of you are in social
Yeah.
media, that's
You're
right?
keeping up to date with.
Why you don't have that such thing?
And that changes for whatever page you have.
No, it changes
you
for
could-
whatever messenger you have, whatever profile you have.
Okay,
not-
so it's for the that's right.
So
It's
this for the
always-
messenger.
Always for the messenger.
Yeah.
But if you have like more accounts,
Yeah.
it will be different.
Yeah. Okay. What else I can share with you here? I can share with you this as well.
So if you want to get this
On Messenger, you can create it.
so you have to first download
So you don't need
the
another
app,
app.
Messenger app
Yeah,
on
yeah.
your cell phone,
Yes.
and then from there.
Yeah, you can do it.
I'm on Messenger.
Yeah. Now I want to show you, because I want to talk to. Sorry. So here I want to show you this Terry, because this is. So if you search me and you go to images, so this is our progress of mine, okay?
Yes.
So this photo actually was 2012. This one was 2015. You look how younger I became?
Yeah, I was
It's
looking for-
magic,
I was
man.
gonna say that.
It's magic,
You
man.
look
That's
younger
what I
now.
need.
This
I
one
need
in
reverse
the
time.
university in 2010. And this one was this is the award I got. So here is another approach when you try to brand yourself. So when you do blogs, when you do pulses, this will be the first of the image associated with a blog. So the title of the blog was the 4 Steps Personal Development Action Plan, and I summarize it here. I have my Win Your Brand, I have my face attached to it. This is for a book. If you want to do the book, which we'll talk about what are the elements of a book. This one, it was in 2001.
Which one of you in that one, the right or the left?
What?
I can't, from my distance, I can't see. The right?
Blotted out.
Yeah, this guy. And just to make it fun, this is the same as this face, but I flip the page, the photo, and I create a 50% transparent circle.
Yeah.
Can you tell is this photo the same as this guy?
If you
Yeah. But what I'm trying to explain here is you can take 1 or 2 very good professional photos of you love them, and then you can do these tricks with a very simple software right now. Because this software, this stuff, when they are very similar, you are branded with this photo. And this also me, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay? But you never try to brand yourself with the sunglasses, because people would like to connect with your eyes. So anybody putting a profile photo with sunglasses, I will not do business with them.
Yeah, it's like bodyguards, CIA.
Okay? If you even stand with your hand across, you have to move your body in a way to make it
That's
fashionable.
More friendly.
Yeah, fashionable or friendly.
Yeah.
But if you stand like this with the sunglasses, you are like a
Blocking.
what call it? Man in Black.
Men in black, yeah.
Yeah.
Man in Black approach.
You look like a wall.
You know?
Hard to do business with.
Yeah. So
Look here.
So here is the fellows of. By the way, these guys have the same name,
Really? First name?
last name, first name and last name.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
there are so many of them.
Oh,
And this used to be in the university in 2006.
this is you.
And that is you.
And the other one is you.
This is me, this is
That
me,
you.
this is me,
Yeah.
and this is me. And this is the one they got me for when I got the award in top 40 under 40 in Avenue magazine. This is their shot.
This is very nice.
Okay.
Hmm.
But the problem of it, it does not show enough contact of the eyes, and it shows as a mysterious guy. So if you want to try to explain to people how to have clarity on their business, this should not be the front photo for me.
So was this the same as this one?
No, this was another one. It was 2010 top 40 under 40 by the Avenue magazine in Calgary. But as I said, like if you look at this one, is great as a photo shot.
Yeah.
But if I'm selling you a program for clarity, a program to simplify your life, to be clear, I have to have a clear. Yeah. So not all photo shops will give you a photo which can be a marketable photo. You remember when I told you about the expert? So you can go pay somebody $100, $200, and they give you a very interesting, good-looking photo, but it will not fit your system, your business. Okay. And yeah, and this was sometimes around the road.
Who's that?
Sorry,
Guy in glasses. Just,
not me. This is all not me.
it's all the same name?
Yeah, all comes under the same name.
Oh wow.
And this is when I use and this is the original photo, by the way. Like this photo which we got
Yeah.
the background out. This was the original photo. And and when I tried to be the non-legal guide to win your case, I was branded in this way. I'm always trying to brand myself with the word "when," because nobody's branding himself with this word. So it's win your case, win your brand,
Okay.
when your seminar, when your ebook, when your book, when whatever it's when. So I'm trying to provide to build this. So in 3-5 years down the road, people will know me as the guy who help people to win in their life.
And true, it's the triad, it's the simple, easy to remember, win.
Yeah.
I hate taglines that are long, like 20 words, because you'll never remember that.
I also try to brand my name like this sometime, and I didn't continue on it. But on some of my websites,
With
you
one letter, different color?
yes,
To say it right, right?
not to say it right. It's just to get people that these are two names. If you map everything, people, it will be a very long name.
Oh, one word.
Although the color is not the last letter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I thought this is like to
No,
to
no,
say your name right.
no,
like
no,
YL,
no,
instead of whale.
no,
or
no, no.
wheel
I see
or
that every now and then. I'll see words or names with one letter is a different color, and I'm thinking, is it significant the color? Which letter? Is it significant which letter? Doesn't
No,
matter.
no.
It just stands out as makes
Yeah.
it. Ah,
Yeah.
right.
And this actually other photos, which is a good professional guy took it for me. You can see the back of my hair. You see how my hair flying here? This is actually not my hair.
Yeah, it's something.
It's something
It's
behind.
a frame like that.
Something
Yeah.
behind, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, happen, perception, received.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it would be on the other side, it looks
I
a little
also
bit like a
noticed
devil.
on websites.
black and white.
And this is where in Zakata, this is 2010, to the live show. These are actually part of my posts. So these are images of my posts.
So do you put like your name on as the file names for the photos when you upload them?
These all are not important stuff.
No, but because they show up there, is that because the search engine went to your website, or
No.
is it because the pictures?
Because of the
carry
content,
image?
the content of the page I have in my name. And this is another brand I used to run before.
A singer.
This is,
In the search.
look at that.
He's
Look
got
at
it
that.
full, he's a singer.
This guy is a
The-
singer.
the
Yeah.
far
Look at
left,
that handsome guy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
Far
at that.
left, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is the one. This is the one here, which is another way. One, but when I looked at the perceptions, I found as much people will try to dive more
Yeah.
into the single color or the two colors or the three colors, because you can go to a segment and say these 3 letters different color, it will grab their attention more.
Yeah.
So they will, in their unconscious mind, they will be able to absorb
Yeah.
more of what you show.
Because we're picture oriented.
Well, picture oriented, yeah.
We're picture oriented.
So these are different. This is actually my other not-for-profit organization, and this is actually my book, comes from Amazon.
Well, what happened there for a while? Like people were using pictures on their LinkedIn because they were afraid of identity theft. They were afraid that somebody's going to come along and
Yeah.
snap their.
Which is good. If you are afraid,
Yeah.
you don't do this business.
You know the best one I've seen,
Yeah.
and I don't see many people doing it, but they have the half picture. There's a picture.
But will
on
you
LinkedIn,
buy?
But only half your face. So
Yeah.
only you that know me know it's me.
Yeah.
But if somebody never met me, they don't know who that is because it's
Yeah.
only a half
But-
face.
Is it like taking a photo with like blacked out? So
Yeah.
that you only see half of it? Or is
No,
it
he's in a corner of the picture. The picture is
Oh, okay,
framed,
yeah.
so that only
Okay.
half the picture.
Yeah.
That's the most clever way I've seen.
But the problem with this particular approaches is, will you
Invasive.
buy a service
Yeah.
from somebody who's trying to hide himself?
Yeah. You come across looking as evasive, like you're hiding something.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that's why. And this is actually one of the referral from our website. This is Ambrose, which is used to
Oh,
be
yeah,
the
I listened to his video.
yeah, and
I bought him,
yeah. So
For a
and
while
this
there, I thought that was you. When I
no,
quickly
I'm
looked
here.
at it.
I'm
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah, I can third from the back.
Yeah,
On the right.
yeah. I am. But this is my friend, my good friend,
and you're right behind him?
and
Higher up, right?
this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
think
see.
he's
Yeah.
right behind
So this is when we got an award in the company at the time.
Hey, who's she?
Which one?
I'm coming to the workshop. She's
On links is Miss.
in the middle picture.
And this comes from our website. This, like you see, this 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think everyone.
Can you see these 4 images?
Yeah.
I think.
She's
the-
on together with the other guy
I like
we saw
those
earlier.
weird, what do you call them? Logos, symbols.
I think this comes from here. Yeah, this is where the Wild Badawi comes from.
Okay.
Okay. You remember the photos? So this means that this particular website for me are highly ranked and highly indexed by Google because the photos are here. The 4 of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And those images wound up on Google's picture list.
Yes.
Okay.
And there is also this one here.
SC marketing.
This is a different one.
Search engine marketing, SEM.
SEO.
Or
Yeah, this
SEO,
one, yeah.
search engine.
I don't do much. This is another format of my blogs,
Yeah.
and this is another. This is the one which is I like.
Yeah, there's easy things to do to get Google to get you ranked
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. And if you have 3, 4 like this is another one. This where is the E.
Wait,
So why you pick the E?
I was looking at domain names for a while, and they said do not use a domain name with an underscore because
Mhm.
Google has a hard time.
Yeah.
saying. Dash, they said, isn't bad. You can use dash, but underscore is a big no-no in a domain name.
Yes. And why is the E? I don't know. I was trying to figure out a letter. I found if Badawi has 2 A's, so I should mix the A's. And then I said, no, the E is different because you have the A, which will be too much colors. So I said the E is the different one. I don't know. And this is the other one, which is where this stuff will come from. You know, this particular images will come from here. So this one we talk about the strategy of having different websites trying to send you somewhere. Do you want to have a break for a coffee or washroom, guys, or want to keep going?
What time we got a break for lunch? Same time?
About 1.
1 o'clock, yeah?
About 1.
Yeah.
About 1?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Are you sure? Okay. So let's get into the workbook. Back to the workbook. So do you
So
find?
are you going, Doctor, are we going to have some time to talk about website tomorrow? Or
Yes,
later?
yes,
Okay,
today and
so
tomorrow.
I will postpone the question to
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Do you find the discussion till right now? The sharing is
Yeah.
good. Okay. So we go back to page 27, and on page 27 we talk about pursue your passion. Remember the idea before that I have strengths, I have weaknesses, and I have a passion, and I'm trying to pursue my passion. So to find out the passion, we have a set of questions. So the first one will be, what do I do with my summer if money were not an issue? $27. If money
So
is,
are we expected?
this is the stuff you are passionate about it. We expect at the end of this exercise to find out the stuff which you like, which you care about it, like your baby at home, stuff. Because I can tell you, I will share with you Mary Bess, my friend from Australia, story. But so the questions will be like more on your passion, on your personal life. If you, what you like to do in summer, if money is not an issue, you like to do what?
And we use summer because summer is usually the time.
Off.
I'm off and the weather is nice and
Yeah. Okay, let's just do a bunch of these and then we can talk, share it at one time. Number 2 will be, what are my favorite activities? What's your favorite activity in number 2 on page 28? What's my favorite activities?
Like hobbies.
Yeah. What's my favorite activities? And if you're done with the activities, you can say, what type of people am I drawn to? What kind of people you like to hang around with, or you draw to? And number 4, what type of stories in the news always capture my interest? And just put your pen down if you're ready to go into discussion.
Can we ask a question about question 4?
Yes. Yes, sir.
I just heard the ladies here saying something about the news that they don't see the sorry.
I
Because I will tell you why.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
this the same thing was on my mind. Like why some people attracted to certain type of news and not attracted to other type of other news?
Because of their passion. And this is what we're trying to explore. What's your passion about? What you really care about? Like for me,
I think there is something more than that. I don't know what it is, but like for I don't know.
like for me, I like it's because who they are. So here we're trying to do the discovery. So what kind of news you like to hear?
Like for instance, myself, I don't like to watch news. Like
Okay, so you just say I don't like to watch news.
And sometimes, but sometimes I feel myself totally isolated and blinded when some people mentioning about something happened,
Yeah,
and
but
I don't know about it. So,
But
I
I'm
don't
asking
know,
about-
is that right or not?
I'm asking about what kind of story. So do you like to see love stories,
No, no,
accident,
yeah,
terrorist
no,
stories,
that's
whatever
the thing.
stories?
Accidents. I don't
I
know.
even sometimes wonder why people, for instance, attract to hear about bad news like crimes or accidents
so,
or terrorist attacks. Why people attracted to hear about this? Why?
Yeah. So let's just go through the exercise.
That's
and
why I took the permit.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, so who wants to share the 4 questions, the 4 answers first? Terry, you want to start?
Sure. For number 1, it's from recent past experience, travel and volunteering in a developing country. Favorite activities I felt was working in a team, like with a charity. When I volunteered in Vietnam, what type of people am I drawn to? Leaders, people that like working in teams together as a group, people that are inspirational. To me, helps me out. And 4, what kind of stories in the news? The breakthrough stories, things like either scientific breakthroughs or health breakthroughs, or stories about ordinary people, just like us, ordinary people that do extraordinary things of their own merit, like volunteering or just a feel-good story.
So if I want to transfer this passion to objective business or to a business activity line,
None of them make money; they all blow money.
actually I completely disagree with you. Marcel, what do you think about the common thread in these 4 answers? I don't want to put you on your hot seat.
Nothing really standing out, not giving me like a strong signal.
Okay.
Out
Because
of
I got a
those
strong
ones.
signal. Like
You-
when I listen to these 4 particular answers, I would tell you, okay, go ahead.
Charity business.
Yes. I would tell you that you will be a good.
Fundraiser.
This is what they call there is a term for something. Sorry, for the lack of better word, something that does not make sense. For the lack of better word,
Yeah.
don't take offense. In
Okay,
that. Charity by definition cannot be a business.
Yeah. Okay. No, charity.
Yesterday explained
A
something
charity.
about that.
A charity and not-for-profit organizations are business, 100% business operation for a social reason or for a cause. Because it has employees, it pays salaries, it has expenses,
Get
it
funds.
pay honorarium, like give you money for speaking and give you gifts, and it collects money for reasons. So charities and not-for-profit organization, it's a perfect business model, except when you make gross revenue or profit, you give it to another charity, or you have to spend it all over the operation. That's it. But the point I want to say here is the answer to these 4 questions together. It makes perfect sense for me because you like to have you can raise money. You can be a speaker to raise money for a not-for-profit organization or a charity, which has an operation in one of these countries. And you can also connect with different leaders to help you in the money campaign.
Correct.
So just by listening to these 4, and if I say, okay, what kind of other business you like to do on the side, it would maybe engage with an organization, such organization, or start such organization. I have a friend of mine. The Tooth Fairy organization. She gives 1 million toothbrush to 1 million needy kids in Africa. Last year. It's called the Tooth Fairy organization, and she's a public speaker over the Tooth Fairy organization. She goes around. She invited all over dentist and dental related workshops in North America and all over the world, because she likes to talk. She sells her book. She does everything you can ever believe in it, and she has this
Again,
organization.
yeah, sorry, and
Okay.
it is good to be accurate and articulate. So basically, his business is not the charity. He could do this public speaking and fundraising for anything. His business is to be client and to be paid by that charity. So he's in the business for the profit.
That's my eventual goal.
Yeah.
Or he can create the charity and he can go do his business there, and he can get his salary from the charity, but the charity at the end of the day will carry the money to somebody else.
Yeah, that
It's
is
tricky.
all.
Yeah.
It's sort of a back door
Yeah, it's not a back door, it's just a business. This is just a type of business.
business model.
So can we have another share? Okay.
So I would travel. I would take interior designing courses, and this is family related. Like I would visit family back home. My favorite activities would be jogging, painting, and traveling. And the type of people I'm drawn to, positive, encouraging people, and they have a humane side. Like cold people, I cannot.
They have what inside?
Interact. People who are like cold, like they, you can run across some people who are like really close to.
Close-minded?
A
I
little
know
bit,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
what they call it in English.
Yeah, but like
Ice-hearted people, like
yeah, you cannot click
they are
with them.
cold.
Somewhat
Ice-hearted,
yeah.
yeah.
Isolated.
Yeah, you cannot
Not
click with
isolated.
them.
Some people ice-hearted, like you feel
Yeah.
them like ice, like they don't feel, they don't interact, they don't respond.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, in slang they call them dead ass.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
what kind of stories in the news you like?
And you will be shocked, like the accidents. Like the news in news where there was a guy who killed, I think, in Durban.
Just summarize it because we have to watch the time. So
I
what
know.
kind of news? The accident?
Politics and
Okay.
accidents and that's.
And kids
yeah.
who fall from the second floor.
No, not
This is
that.
because
The
my wife,
mysterious-
she's attracted to the
the
second
Okay.
floor.
mysterious homicide.
Let
like
me-
the girl who was killed
Okay.
in Panorama Hills.
Yeah.
That's one.
So
I
let
don't
me
know if you
let
heard
me
about
let
it.
me share with you a good friend of mine from Australia. She has a pet, and this pet died, and she was heartbroken. And then she went around and she did a similar exercise, and she became the canine ambassador because she wrote one book, What You Do When You Lose Your Pet. And Canine, which is a big name in a big brand for food for cats and dogs and accessories for pets, picked her up to be the ambassador in Australia and all over this particular area of the globe.
Yeah.
And Mary Beth became an ambassador for Canine to speak out about how you can care about with your animals and what will happen when you lose your pet. And she makes millions of dollars. She has no education in how to treat yourself after, but she went through the experience. So somebody having similar work can do the same about accidents, about how you can overcome being a victim. And because you can have the passion of travel, you can once you are branded outside, right, and you know who are your targets, the one who can pay you, you can be transferred to be one of these ambassador or one of these face or one of these figures who they would like you to go out to advocate for them and maybe raise for them money or raise for them awareness.
How about the interior designing part?
I don't know.
That's the money part. You need money so I can-
So this is how to get a passion,
Yeah.
which is something you care about. Like for me, I had my passion for people who represent themselves in course and don't have a chance to speak. So I built the not-for-profit organization. We built the books. We go around and speak right now, a few of us, and we try to raise awareness and raise money and try to build a scenario where this particular individual will get help. So these are the kind of how you can follow your passion.
Connect
Question.
the
Yes, sir.
answers.
Yeah.
Connect the answers.
Yeah.
Now I know everyone heard this hundreds of times. That follow your passion, be yourself. If you want to be happy in life, be yourself. If you want to be successful in business, be yourself. We all hear this hundreds of times. But the question is this really the case?
Yep.
I mean, because sometimes what you love in life doesn't make money. It's a waste.
No, this is your perception.
Yeah.
So this is your perception, and I'm trying to change this mindset, not of you, Ned, but everybody.
Yeah.
So if you go to page number 30, you will read the first passion. The first passion is somebody likes skydiving. And you can read through it. What I will just show you, at the deeper level, your love of skydiving is rooted in your love of risk taking. You are thrive on jumping into the unknown, and you have recently done a great job in bringing others along for the ride. So if I want to tell you follow your passion and you like skydiving, you are a high risk taker. So maybe starting new companies, I'm not asking you to be a coach for skydiving. I'm saying these passions, it represents some values and some characteristics about yourself where you know that you'll be successful in this area. If you look at the second one, which is the baking, even if I am the opposite side of the spectrum, you are also passionate about baking. No matter how busy or tired you are always find time and energy to make cupcakes or other sweet treats at least once a week and share them with others. So you are a team player because you share them with others. The passions that lie beneath your passion activities is baking. Your love for taking new raw ingredients, combine them, transform them into something great. And you are also enjoy sharing the fruits or the outcome to somebody. So you can be a strategist. You can be an operational guy. You can be a guidance. So when you say follow your passion, don't take it like my passion is to fancy cars, which is very expensive. So what I will do? I don't like to be a car mechanic. It doesn't work. No, it's just when you say follow your passion is not what the service look as a passion.
Now I understood. It's
Okay.
the default.
Yeah.
It's the default that you have in your soul.
Yeah.
That made you love that thing. So they use that default, not the usually passion express themselves via hobbies.
Yep.
But it's not the hobby that will be transformed to business necessarily.
No.
It's the platform that you have inside that can be used to create something. It's right. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, that's good. And 31 actually is getting used. Page 31 is getting used for this particular exercise. I love that you are always net ahead of us with 2 steps, because you can give me the right segues. So you can now see some common threads between your true passion and your future career option. You love the idea of risk taking. You embrace the unknowns, and you are unique talent of taking blank canvas of stuff and turning into something great. You can energize people and bring them along the ride. That's why you are always being fascinated by the realm of startup companies or new product development. And you realize the sort of career path you might seriously your passion at a much deeper level. So what you should do here in 1 and 2, 1, what was there a common thread across of your response, which is the first 4 response, and the second one, which you look for it, is why do I love what I love? What's the passion behind the passionate activities?
That's the thing. The passion behind the passion. That's the
okay.
Yes.
So if you go back to your 4 questions, and I know this might need more time, but we want to do it very quickly. Just try to figure out a common thread about your passion. Answers, and figure out what are the passion for the passion. Marcel, are the same passions that changed?
No, but I got another light bulb moment again.
That's good, man.
That's good. Light bulb moment. Aren't those great? When things just become clear as day.
Are you coming tomorrow? Marcel, are you coming?
No, I can't tomorrow.
Okay. Because tomorrow most likely we have a video session, so if you want to come tomorrow, try
Dress
to
nice.
not dress nice, dress who you are, how you want to be seen on video, because I want to give you this video experience. And all the videos which we'll do, it will be only hosted on our YouTube private channels, and it will be only accessible to you. If we will get you a testimonial, we'll tell you these are testimonials, and this will go live.
Okay.
But the other practice and the other trials,
I've been practicing for 15 years.
I will show you my friend today. After lunch, I will only talk about what you can say and what you should say and how it works. So what further you can explore? Sorry. What are the common threads across your response? And the second one is why do you love what do you love? Heba, you wanna share? Or we get to
Someone can start. I can be the second one to share.
why? Why?
No, I just didn't finish the
No, this is no. We are in
validation.
ceremony.
Okay. So the thing that's common across my responses is the interior designing, love of color and socializing. This is what I found common in the 4 answers. And why do I love what I love? I love like the main thing, traveling and interior designing are things that really create a positive atmosphere and things that make you happy. So it would like move you from one mood to another, which I feel
Okay.
is good. Yeah.
Marcel, do you agree with her? No, but what she talked about in the 4 answers, man, was victims.
Was no, victims, no. It's a side I said that you will be shocked with, but I didn't continue because you didn't give me a chance.
Yeah,
I
okay.
said achievement stories as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Ned, do you want to share? Or if you are not ready, it's okay.
Well, yeah, I'm not ready.
Okay. Ken, you want to share?
Yeah, the national common threads are across my responses. My responses in the past section was traveling and sightseeing. If money was not an issue, especially in Europe that I have not visited enough. So the common thread is sightseeing, traveling, adventuring, traveling, meeting adventurous people or simply people from the different cultures. And why do I love what I love? Because I have a passion for exploring the unknowns. Unknowns, any culture beyond the boundaries where I live is unknown. And for learning new things about the world around me, for learning things about the people around me, their culture.
Okay.
So these are at the slightly deeper level.
Yeah. So this actually, it's more deeper than what this is supposed to be, but I like it. If you can say I like the unknowns, and I want to work on the unknowns.
Yeah, it should be more specific. But
Yeah, but this can drive lots of interesting potential activities for business because.
in fact, I was thinking at some point pursuing something in the travel industry. Not usually travel industry. The first thing that comes is travel agent, but I believe there are other things in this value chain.
Okay. This is good. Okay. The next page, which we'll not do, is the validation, which is passion 1 and 2. So you're supposed to underline passions are the most important to you, and you start with 2 passions. So we talked about so many passions, so you should do that. And on page 33.
Sorry, Dr. Wright, before we go clear, I have just another question about
Sure.
passion. I will try to make it short and quick. Again, is passion, I know it's important for succeeding, but is it a mandatory or not?
For big brands, big name, big success, yes.
So if
Because
you try to do
if-
something,
Remember Terry Williams yesterday, what did he say?
Terry Williams, Art Williams.
Art Williams said.
Yeah,
Art Williams said what? Do it, then do it, then do it, then do it.
yeah.
Passion is what the fire inside me, which will get more fire, more flames, because I cannot achieve what I'm looking for. If you have no passion for this life, you will not live it. If you don't like it, you will not live it. So people who live 30 years of their life going on a daily job they hate every day, they will no near any winning or success in their life because they don't like what they do. When people ask me why you can stand for 3 days on your feet doing all of these workshops, and I don't think I'm grumpy enough today, is that right? But you have to understand that I may have less than 3 hours of sleep, and I was in other social responsibilities I was doing, and I was ready. If it's not even ready 100% for you guys, I wouldn't be here. And all what I'm saying, 90% of the time we talk about new content, valuable information, healthy discussions. That's right. So why will I be doing this today and then tomorrow? And by the way, for whoever wants to join, on Monday we have a short course, 1 day short course on how to write a book for your business, a business book. What are the elements of a business book? And anybody here is more than welcome to come as a guest as well. So why I'm doing this? Why I'm keeping marketing? Because I have a passion for this particular. Empowering. I like to empower people in areas they are not considering it. And I saw in my life, I got one time I got one phone call, and I got a significant contract overseas from somebody I don't know. And he said, we heard about you from so and so, we saw your websites, we like you, we have this problem, can you come to help us? I got appointed to a deputy minister of a country because somebody looked at my website. And I got interviewed, I passed everything, and got the job. Deputy minister of a country in information technology. So I seen how I position myself. I don't call it bragging because I love, Terry, what you said. We have been growing not to brag. It's only the girl which have this shiny stuff, but we have to be on the side. You say, oh, you keep low profile. It's okay. So if you wanted me to keep low profile, can you define what's the standard profile to say what's the high profile? Like there is no profile. They all tell you keep low profile. In our country, they tell you walk in the shadow of a wall.
Yeah.
That's right. Why you want to walk in the shadow of a wall? Why you want to hide?
Exactly.
Why you want to have a low profile? Tell me what's the profile, man. What's the element of a profile so I can make it lower or higher?
Yeah.
So we grown up with these perceptions. When I came out and I saw who I worked with back in 1992, I learned. When you put the good words around you outside, who can put it? There are only two people who loves you more than you. You know who are they?
Mother and father.
Mother and father. So who else will put a right word, a good word for you? There is actually, when we ask for referral and references for reference letters, there are actually reference letter people, they don't like to write what accomplished you did because they are not sure about it. How to make them sure about it? By give them the accomplishment. When you go to somebody, tell him, okay, can you write me a reference letter? You should draft it for him, man. You should give him a CV. You should give him articles about you. You should give him copies of your books. You should do stuff. But if you want me to write you a reference letter, you cannot come as a flash, say, oh, can you write me a reference letter? Here is the material. People need to spend some time with you. So when people spend time and they know all what you are doing, they are not no different than your clients. How do they know?
I know that what you said is theoretically correct, but I will tell you, and this is important. I'm not elaborating, wasting the time here. Where is the problem here? The problem that all of us, born in a culture, respect the mind, and we need everything to be rational and to be convincing. You remember yesterday when we talked about the type of people, there is the B brain type people and there is H, which is the heart or emotion people. So we have the mind and we have the passion, which you talk about. The passion usually, it doesn't have to do, or it's not in line with the mind, because the passion, it's something built inside you. It's born with you, right? It's your default. The mind is something made by the society.
No, the passion is driven by your experience, not by your born.
Sorry?
The passion is driven by your experience.
I disagree, sorry.
No.
The passion is something built in you, because for instance, if you have a passion to paint, no one can teach you to paint. You should be gifted to be a painter.
No, this is not a passion. Painting is a skill. Hold on. I am not here to identify this psychology. But let me just explain a couple of things.
Yeah.
There are skills.
Yeah.
There are skills and talents.
Yeah.
Talents can be enhanced, and the skills can be
You're
learned.
talking about the talents.
Okay, skills and talents. And then there are something which is you are passionate for. So when I was young, I was passionate for PlayStation. I will not play on the iPad, for example. Or when you were young, you were passionate for playing chess. So because I was passionate to play chess, because it stimulate my mind, I became the national top players in my country.
Yes.
Why I had this? Because I had passion. I can play chess all day long. Even right now, when I try to clear my mind, I play chess games, and everybody around me look at me as, what are you doing? I said, no, I want to play chess to clear my mind, to stop everything I'm thinking, and I'm trying to focus to clear my mind. So because I have a passion for this particular game, if an Olympic player have a skills or a talent and does not have a passion, she will not be an Olympic level player. So when you talk about the top people, so passion, it's part of your experience. If you have, for example, not you, if somebody has in his life, somebody died with cancer or blood cancer, he will now have sympathy and passion for people who have this kind of for the frustrations when you have somebody like you, like this in a family. So this passion has been built by their experience. If somebody has a kid early on, a baby which has died, or a fetus which died because of any circumstances, she will have a passion for people who get this type of disease. So the passion is something you develop over time. It's not you are born with.
Maybe because what I noticed, my experience in life and observation, that we love the things that it's easy for us to do. And we love these things. Why they are easy? Because we are talented. Our brain wired in a way to do them better than the others. And playing chess, because your brain is wired in a way to play chess better than others, so you love it. It's easy for you to do it.
No, but I
Same
got
thing
courses.
When you face difficulty with something, you start hating it. You don't like it.
No, when you feel difficulty with something, it's a complete different paradigm, because when you have that shocks, you will return back to your roots. So you will lose the passion, you will lose the knowledge, you will lose the skills.
Repeat this. This is important.
And
Repeat.
you will go back to the roots.
Repeat this, please.
So if you are under panic or you have difficult times,
Yeah.
and you speak a second language, believe me, you will be standing there, you cannot remember any single word in this second language, and you will go to your mother tongue.
I agree.
You will go to your mother tongue accent. And that's why when you have this shows, when they say it's a prank, the prank show, and they bring these actors there, and the actors will lose the dialect of the country, and she use her original dialect. We know this is not a prank, this is a real prank. But when the actors will be inside the prank, inside the panic moment, and they keep the second dialect they learn, like the Egyptian dialect, for example, and she's originally from Tunisia or from Lebanon, or from like when they cannot operate in their mother tongue, we know this is not a prank. They did know what exactly will happen. So these are acting, it's not a prank. So I don't want to get beyond the division, because this is not the goal of this particular workshop. But passion is not, you are not born with your passion. You develop your passion based on your experience through the years.
Okay, so passion is not the talent, it's not the gift.
No. So if you are in a war and you are evacuated and you have been a refugee, you will have a passion now for people, to help people inside your own experience. Nobody will have passion for refugees more than the people who have been actually refugees. Nobody will have passion for war victims without being a war victim. We will sympathy with them, oh yeah, they have a hard time. But the real ones who can pursue a career in helping these people, it will be the one who has the same experience. So passion is not skills, is not talent.
See, that's why I was confused when I was trying to reflect on the passion. Not here, even before, because I was always under the impression that passion is the talent.
No.
It's the gifted skills that comes with your default from birth. But now you are saying it's
like
not.
I personally,
Yeah.
I can tell you my personal story. I'll share personal story here. When I grew up in we used to go to a social sport club called the Olympics, which is one of the oldest one in Alexandria, 1917, I believe they built. And it was a very nice social garden park. They have these trees, And because there is no really walls or barriers around the place has these small walls and they have these holes and whatever. There was lots of cats, and lots of cats are really wild cats, and these cats are always filthy, always dirty, always whatever, street cats. So I grown up, I hate cats. I don't hate them. I don't visualize myself playing with a cat. I don't visualize myself I have a cat in the house.
Or dog for that.
Oh no, dog is a different story.
Because I have a dog.
Yeah, I know. Oh, and dog is a different story. You know, and we have right now a gecko, a very interesting animal. We have it right now. It's just so. What happened to me?
So scary.
What happened to me is I met somebody who I really fall in love with her, and
What?
I met someone
Yeah.
who I really fall in love with her,
Yeah.
and she has this cat,
Oh.
and now I wanna marry her, live with her for the rest of my life, because I love this lady so much. Because what her impact in my life, I respect her. I had to accommodate myself to live around a cat. 6 months later, a year later goes by, year and a half, and we moved to a house from the apartment. When we moved to the house, the cat started to go out and comes back. And there was this particular day that this cat went out and didn't come back.
What do you mean?
I spent 3 months, every time I hear a meow outside, I go call for the cat. And I stopped at a certain point. I said, you know what? It's crazy. I grown up 45 years. I don't like cats. Nowadays, I don't want to bring any other cats in the house because I don't want to be attached to anyone. Because I got attached. So now I have a passion. So now, like in the past, I couldn't go to a house when you have dogs. I told you, I take it away. I cannot get in. You know? I was actually asking Ken not to treat him badly. It's okay, you know, like he will just want to settle here and stuff. And because usually when I go there, he gives him this big bone. So the big bone will, he connect me to the bone, to the treat. So that's why every time I go, this dog will be happy. In the past, I didn't have this passion. So I have now passion for people who are having cats. I have passion for people who they lose their cats. Because this is my experience, and this experience took me 2.5 years.
But can you still imagine yourself working as a salesman in a pet store, still after this experience?
Yeah. Right now, not before.
Well, question for you. What's the difference between passion and compassion? Because what I understood, he's talking about passion, you're talking about compassion.
No,
And none of you are wrong, but you're talking about two different things. You're not on the same page.
okay, so let's discuss this tomorrow, okay? Passion and compassion, okay?
Like sympathy and empathy.
No,
Passion
that is a different thing.
Okay, so just to close down the passion thing, I know this module usually have these discussions. On page 33, it talks about activation. So activations of a passion can become through volunteering because you want to verify you have this passion. So if you are a passion for, so you can further explore your passion through your volunteering. You can also, you can have the passion as the foundation of a career. So you should be able to list a career path that can value and leverage the underlying passion you uncover. So somebody does not have a passion to be a public speaker. He cannot be a business coach. Or he can be a business coach, but he cannot sell from the stage. So he has to figure out how somebody really cares about the money. There are so many people having passion for the money, not for helping others. And these people, they never have money. Because when you help others, the money will come. And I have millions of stories I can share with you. If I help you for exclusive the money, you will not sign up. But if I offer you something which can really help you, and really I have a passion, sincere, that I would love to help you guys. I would love to show you whatever I know and try to make it applicable to your career, applicable to what you want to do. I'm trying to really apply it with you, helping you in the application. Yeah. You know what? When you be rich, you will remember me. And I told you one time, I helped this guy to get some money back, and I told him, no, I'm helping you. And when I helped him, he got the money from his previous employers, and he came back and gave me the money.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, it's a risk.
it's not a risk. Is I do it because I love, and I have no doubt,
Yeah.
because I love doing this. There's somebody else who would love to pay me back. But it's not one. Like when you mentioned yesterday the exam, I studied very well for so many exams.
Yeah.
I scored high marks in an exam I did not study as much as the other ones, where I get lower marks. So since I was young, I look at it as a package. You really work hard on your studies, somehow you will have good grades in your exam. In some of them. It's not one-on-one. It's not I studied math, I will have the high score in math. It's not I studied chemistry, I have the high score in chemistry. I can study math, physics, chemistry, and you find like in history, in language, in whatever, you scored really high above what you expect, and these ones you get average or below average. But the whole package equivalent to how much amount of effort you do.
Yeah.
So this is how I see it. So this is one thing about passion and money, and I wanna drive this to be more right now in a different angle.
Sorry, what was the one time there is a law in America about that, Dr. Wahab. One time I watched something for wine, what's the name of the wine diner? He was talking about the same concept that working hard is not linked relatively exactly to the result.
Yep.
In general, like his observation that how he say work less. I now I want
Work
to
is smarter instead of harder.
no, but that's not how Wayne Dyler put it. He put it in a way to me that if you want something, you don't work hard on it. Like keep your heart or passion in it,
Okay.
but the effort it's not much. I don't know.
Can we park this discussion, because I wanna just make sure for the time I wanna achieve something before lunch,
yes,
okay?
sure.
So right now we have to go we'll start a different exercise. So if you wanna stretch for a minute, and this exercise will start with turning off the lights. So we have a very limited lights. Don't touch down beside you guys. We have cameras watching you. So we will go through a journey. This journey will go to the future. So each one of you should have his own space, and we will go with recording here. And after, when we come back, we will ask you to go to specific pages, okay?
If you have never been through a guided visualization before, you may be wondering, why is this important? The purpose of guided visualization is to help you think outside the normal bounds of your current reality, to allow you to experience what could be, rather than being anchored in what is. The process will allow you to transport yourself to the possibilities and aspirations you hold for your future. Guided visualization is a powerful tool used for years with great success by Olympic athletes, professional speakers and musicians, and other performers to help propel them to greater success. For the best results, it is important to be in a quiet place, to clear your mind from distractions, suspend judgment about the experience, get in a comfortable and relaxed position so that you can release the tension that you may feel, and close your eyes. We will start with a brief stage setting to help you do this, followed by about a 4.5-minute guided visualization. We are about to take a trip back to the future. Get comfortable, close your eyes, and pay attention to your breathing. Breathe slowly in and out through your nose 4 times, with each breath becoming slower and allowing your body to become even more relaxed with each breath. Concentrate on your fingertips and see if you can feel your heartbeat in them. Once you have done that, allow yourself to feel your heartbeat in your chest while continuing to breathe in a slow, relaxed manner. ready now. Let's begin your journey back to the future. It is 10 years in the future. You graduated, found your first job, and have really been establishing a life for yourself over these past 10 years. It feels good. When you checked the mail today, you discovered the alumni invitation to your 10-year reunion. So much has happened since you last saw some of your classmates. In ways, it probably feels like yesterday, and in others, like a lifetime. Take a moment to reflect on the many changes that have transpired over these past 10 years. You find yourself smiling as you look at the invitation. You run your fingers over the embossing of your school's emblem. 10 years. Can you believe it? It probably feels like a whirlwind. You find yourself mentally and emotionally preparing yourself, rehearsing for the conversations you will have with your classmates and friends. You are thinking about the experiences and achievements that have given you the greatest sense of accomplishment. You are eager to share what you've done since school, what you're doing now, and what you hope to do in the next 5 years. You think back to your first full-time job out of school. Remember what it felt like to get dressed that first morning, getting to work and hoping you were up to all of the challenges? Were you ready? Remember getting your own place for the first time and celebrating your newfound freedom? Then later realizing that all the bills were now yours to pay? Perhaps you are in a committed relationship. Maybe you're married or have started a family. Or maybe you're considering the many possibilities. Other than work, what are you looking forward to sharing about your life? What have you learned from negotiating and navigating your life, your work, and the world? What are you doing now, 10 years after graduation? And who is in your life? What impact are you having on those around you? What is next for you that will create the impact you hope to have through your work, life, and the world? When you have finished reflecting, take several deep, slow breaths. Open your eyes and stretch. Once you have fully reflected, document what you will be saying about the life you are leading, who is alongside you, and the impacts you aspire to have.
when you come back, you have to look at your page 36 and you start to document what you have been saying. Don't talk, just try to go page 36 and try to document so you don't forget what you have been seeing. So just document on page 36 what you have been saying.